Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 27 of our 100-day challenge. I thought I wouldn't be doing another Honest We special, and yet here we are. After day 26 was briefly up, Tim brought up something many of you may be concerned with as well. He said, I would push back on the idea that a good woman would leave after a set period of time without marriage. I don't think that's how emotions work. What you're saying is that a good woman would leave a stable man who looked after her and her family if she was not given the marriage? I don't think I heard that from the girls you interviewed. That comment stuck with me because I actually have a few interviews that didn't make it to day 26. Those segments gave a deeper look on how Filipinas view marriage these days. And since this channel is all about helping East and West understand each other before committing, I know the conversation wasn't over yet. So, Tim, thanks for asking a great question. It opened a total Pandora's box into my own relationship. So I'm going to give you a fair warning. I'm going to throw myself under the bus here, not once, but twice. As a private person, this isn't going to be easy for me, but if sharing my story helps even one person navigate their own relationship, I think it's worth it. After all, as one viewer put it, no matter what stage or season we are, we're all really just trying to figure life out. So, see you in the sandbox. So, to answer Tim and anyone else wondering the same thing, there isn't a simple yes or no answer, to be honest. To me, the real question isn't really, will she walk away? I think it is rather, what does it cost her if she stays and compromises? So, here goes. Part one, under the bus. At 28, I've never had a boyfriend because I told you I was terrified of men. So I went online, and after nearly 2 years of long distance chats, I married the first person from across the world who made me feel special. There was no physical spark. He was 22 years older, and he opened my mind into new ideas. Inexperienced as I was, I thought that was enough. I assumed an older man meant maturity, stability, reliability. But boy, was I so wrong. Before the wedding, I saw red flags and felt zero attraction. But the sunk cost fallacy got the best of me. We've already both invested so much time, and turning back felt wrong. Plus, after feeling like a directionless reed floating through life, marriage felt like the only lever I could pull to get moving. I ignored my gut instinct and figured I just face the consequences later. I won't badmouth him now that he's gone. Honestly, as bad as that marriage was, it forced me to grow up and fight for a better life. I moved back to Manila, got a job at Citibank at 32, and when he passed away a few years later, I felt some sadness, of course, but I was mostly relieved. Being a widow finally got society off my back about my love life. I could finally say, been there, done that. Now go mind your own business. So when I say the ring matters to me now, it isn't about a fairy tale. I learned the hard way what happens when you settle, and I paid a heavy price for it. I swore I'd never marry again unless a man came along who was truly worth taking that risk for. But don't take it from me, gentlemen, because if you want to understand why a young Filipino holds on so tightly to the idea of a wedding ring, don't ask her. Ask her mother instead. Okay, unsa may uming opinion tungkol sa kuan kanang live-in or magpakasal?
Para sa ako, ma'am, ako opinion ka ng dili ko ganahan og live-in. Sa ako ara na, ma'am, pero kasagaran sa akong mga anak, moingon gyud sila nga og kami naa na mi sa hustong edad, kinahanglan gyud mi magpakasal, magminyo gyud mi dili mi ganahan anang live-in. Ang akong bana palahubog. O mao na dili gyud kami okay karon. Pero di pa gyapon ko ka ako mga anak mga butan man. Naningkamot ko para sa ilaha. Okay. Akong bana walay pulos. Pero ako naningkamot gid ko ma'am para akong mga anak makatapos. Para dili mapalihas na ako ba ma'am. Ay lisod akong kinabuhi ma'am dili gani wala ko tapos wala mi ano di anak ba wala mi lupa nga pwede nang ibinta. Walang-wala gyud mi ma'am. Mauna na.
I cried silent tears at this point and wanted to stop filming, but she did say earlier I could keep rolling.
Ang akong tuyo, naningkamot ko para sa akong mga anak na maka-eskwela. Mauna gyud ako kan manabisag kapoy, maningkamot ko. Usa na lang na mga racket, anak ba?
This is a 53-year-old mother with a husband who drinks his days away. So she cleans houses, works as a barangay utility worker, hauls water containers every night just to put her daughters through college. And she told me her daughters watch all of her pain. And despite all that, they swore they would never settle for a live-in partner because to them, it isn't a fairy tale dream, it's a standard of respect. So I asked her, what if your daughter falls for a foreign man who treats her like a queen but says he'll never marry again because divorce broke him once? This is what she said.
Kung ako gyud
Res-
gusto
Oo.
nila og kasal, ma'am, bahala magbulag basta kay
Oo.
nakasal na. Ambot lang sa amo gud na pamilya bisag ingani rami, bisag pobre rami. Pero ang kuan gyud sa among lola bali na di gyud ni ingon nga magbinyo na walay kasal.
So think about that in a traditional family. Wedding isn't just a party, it's an assertion of dignity. Even a mother carrying the weight of a broken household would rather see her daughter demand the honor of marriage than settle for an easy way out. And let's sit beside that mother a moment longer, yeah? Let's give her, and millions like her, the highest form of respect that they deserve. In this country, especially from the middle class down, you will find an overwhelming number of women who are more hardworking and more committed than the men beside them. Now, I'm not throwing every Filipino man under the bus because many of them pull their weight. They provide and protect and carry their own families, even the extended ones too. I see and acknowledge them. I am talking about the lazy ones, the grown siblings who depend on others, and the mama's boys who let their wives hold the water and raise the kids alone. Here's what you need to understand about a woman like her. She will not leave, not because she couldn't, but because the moment she said, I do, leaving stopped being an option. That question may cross her mind, yes, but she knows it would be pointless to dwell on it. So she swallows his bad habits and pour everything into her kids so that their lives can be better than hers. That's the sacrifice of a dedicated Filipina mother, a level of devotion you rarely see anymore. But here is still the vast majority of mothers. And that is why the ring matters so much here. When she knows there's no turning back, the moment she says, I do, she is pretty much betting her life on a man staying responsible and keeping his promise to the end. So, of course, she needs to know he is serious. She'll most likely want much more than I'll take care of her. Her main concern is whether it's safe to hand you everything. Okay, now let's flip the coin. So, what about the parents who say yes to a no marriage deal? So, this is a mother whose perspective shifted toward pure survival and future security. And I tell you what, I know so many like her, and her logic makes complete sense. You've seen a bit of her on day 26. So, this clip will show you her full perspective.
Pero kung para sa ako, gusto ko din ako para sila na akong bata.
Oo.
Okay, bagang proud kita na mama, napakasla nato, napakasla na atong bata. Pero kung kagustuhan nila na ana ra sila, di sila magpakasal, na sa ila. Kasagaran lang sa tinuod ra, murag bisan-bisan dili sila pakaslan, pero palitan mo sila banda, himuan sila balay, palitan sila yuta, sa tinuod ra kadaghanan.
So they can experience a comfortable life. It doesn't matter as much if they aren't married as long as he buys them land and secures their comfort. So this brings us right back to Tim's point about leverage, but with a twist. When a Filipina accepts a no marriage rule from a foreign man, it's rarely because she suddenly adopted Western views on cohabitation. More often, it's an economic transaction. So she surrenders the legal security of a ring in exchange for the financial security of a roof, a piece of land, or a better future for her children. So she isn't giving up on marriage because she prefers dating forever. She is simply compromising. And what about women who are older, who have already lived a full life? So let's meet Juliet, a 58-year-old, twice widowed shopkeeper. Okay na sa imuha nga makakita pa ka or okay na ka sa imong sitwasyon nga sa imong nalang tindahan or sa imong
Oo,
anak?
okay raman po.
Pero kung
Pero na ay kursunada nga makaangay po ko.
mm,
Nga kanang mabuhi ko. Dili ko ako'y magbuhi ni Diya.
oo, lagi no.
Oo, kuan ko. Kusugod ko, nakaangay ko nga.
Mm.
Pareha ba may og kayod?
Bitaw, pareho
No?
mo nga
O hanap og kuan.
teamwork,
Oo,
kumbaga.
inana.
Oo, bitaw no.
Kay sugot ko ana kay di man tayo mga gagmay pa. Mga
Lagi.
idara naman.
Mm-mm.
Kay ato na mga tong advance naman to balanse nato nga mabuhi ba ka ko ini ni Diya. Ug ako'y magbuhi ni Diya.
Maog yun, oo.
Di ba?
Sakto.
Yung ana man na.
Oo.
Ako nagdepende ra ko.
Mm-mm.
Depende ra sa makaangay ko. Muminjo ko. Kay
Oo.
gana gapon na imong uban. Dili man isa ka butang kanang kaistorya nimo.
Mm. Maog
Kaistorya
yun.
nimo sa pagkagabi ug parang lit na. Pare atong una nga sakit akong tiyan. Ako ra gazod nagludan ako grabe. CR ako grabe na kaludsa. Gana gazod gapoy bana kay suguon man ako nga pagkuha og dahon sa bayabas, pagkuha og dahon sa mangga, laga ah.
So Juliet represents a completely different demographic, senior companionship. To her, at 58, the ring is secondary to having someone fetch guava leaves when your stomach hurts at midnight, or someone to share a cup of coffee with every morning. And at this season in her life, I think that's only fair. Yet, even Juliet made an important observation when I asked her about the ring. Unsa ka importante ang singsing o kasal para sa usa ka Pilipina?
Sing kuan ibalik sing temelhan nga ikaw may asawa ka may wedding ring. Ikaw gazod di ka maminyo ng lain kasi may wedding ring sa ato pa may asawa ka. Kamo na ba duha nag-isa
Lagi.
na, isa na.
Even the woman who says she doesn't need it knows exactly what it means. Okay, now let me bring Dean back into this for a second because he really did show me the flip side of this. So here we go. Me under the bus, part 2. In day 26, you saw Dean's outlook on no marriage early on. In addition, he told me he'd rather walk away if I didn't want to be with him. And at the same time, he did say he was committed to me and there'd be no one else in his life but me. His exact words back then were, "We can both walk away anytime we want." Oops. So sorry, everyone. We have to do a part 2 for day 27 because my phone was dying, leaving me with a footage that looks like it was filmed on a toaster. Refilming the second half tomorrow so you can enjoy me getting thrown under a bus for the second time in HD. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.